I really think that audiences out there are really going for the nostalgia feel for this film. Think about it as a throwback 80s/90s sci-fi action flick a la RoboCop and a little bit of The Crow. This is Peter Mann. What's up? Back at it. LiveWire film reviews via YouTube, and today I'm going to be reviewing Upgrade. The film stars Logan Marshall Green in its title role of Gray. Him and his wife are brutally gunned down. The aftermath of this heinous crime where he is left a quadriplegic. What saves him, however, is a thing called STEM. It's a technological advanced surgery which has him walking in no time. But what Gray doesn't know is that this is a walking, killing machine which helps him find the murderers of his wife. The pros of this film, well, what can I say? That this is probably a fresh breath of air for its sci-fi action genre. Again, people are a little bit with the comic book fatigue. You don't want to see the latest, what's the new Marvel comic book movie, or hell, what's the latest DC comic book movie, or just anything that's being recycled and being remade as it is prevalent today. No, this is a little different. This is a little bit of a throwback 80s, 90s feel. Again, this recalls films like RoboCop, also The Crow, the revenge film aspect of this film. I think that this is a little bit of everything, but with edge, with style, with grace, and also with a budget. Now, this is being helmed by Leigh Whannell of Saw fame, which he did that initially with his first film and really took off. With this film, Leigh Whannell goes to Blumhouse, gets the $3 to $5 million budget, and really stretches out that dollar. So much so that I think I'm gonna start off with the pros of this film is that everything kind of looks flawless, down to its cinematography, its futuristic set pieces. Again, this is more like a near future. We have smart cars. The main actor works on old American muscle cars. That's the beginning of this film. He's gonna go see this guy named Aaron, which is this like billionaire. Think of it like the futuristic Steve Jobs, but he looks like a 12-year-old Leonardo DiCaprio. They go to him because he's selling one of his cars, and this is where he hears about STEM. Immediately after this, the car malfunctions on the way home. They are brutally gunned down by these nameless thugs. Gray almost doesn't make it out of this ordeal. Almost left paralyzed from the neck down, but it's where STEM is surgically put into his body. It's put in his spine, and this is where it gets him walking again. But what STEM also does is almost like an inner voice. It's something that almost is strangely familiar to what's coming out later on in the year, which is Venom. And I think that's what a lot of people are pinning this film out to be. Oh, it's going to be better than Venom. This film can't fill, Venom's got big shoes to fill. And people are just already fanboying this movie off the start. And I don't think I'm part of that. I think I see its pros. I see where people are falling in love with it. But I wasn't necessarily a fan, and here's why. I'm going to tell you that the cons are that everybody, with the exception of Logan Marshall Green, which really, he carries this film tooth to nail. I think really he's the star of this film, and his acting is, it's phenomenal in this film. And I think that's why everybody else suffers, because everybody is just really not good. The villains, bad. The wife, the cop, the detective that's on the case, everybody's acting is just not up to par to Logan Marshall Green. Logan Marshall Green is basically why you want to see this film. This is where I could praise this film fully, of the look, the feel, that nostalgia that you get. Again, this is nothing new. Again, this recalls RoboCop. This recalls The Crow. But it's doing this as a 2018 version for all of those millennials who don't even know what I'm talking about right now. But Upgrade just doesn't feel like a winner to me. I get those aspects and I applaud it. That's why I'm going to give it the review that I'm going to give it. I'm going to give it as much credit as it deserves. But to me, outside Logan Marshall Green's acting, I think that the execution of this film, its third act, very abrupt. I don't know what people are coming out of the theater saying, oh my gosh, genius, genius, genius. Oh, I guess it's a second viewing because I really didn't get that. I was kind of sleepy towards the end of it. I think that all the characters, with the exception of the main character, Gray, are very wooden, very thinly veiled, just barely scratching the surface here. I think the story in its second half, it gets weaker and weaker. I'm sorry. This is just me being real. I'm a critic. I'm a film critic. I'm going to tell you what I liked about it, but I'm also going to tell you what I didn't like about it. Again, I think it's very impressive what Leigh Whannell has done with stretching a dollar. That $3 to $5 million budget really felt like he was working with an $80 to $100 million budget. Really, in all fairness, I think that this film looks impressive looking. I think it looks great. I think that I'm very character driven. I think I'm very, I'm into dramas, I'm into indie films. So maybe you're catching the wrong guy reviewing this sci-fi action film, because I can tell you right now, there's not much character development in this film, and it suffers greatly. I think Upgrade is a winner of how it looks, the nostalgia that you get. Again, this is not some cookie cutter remake. This is something new, it's refreshing, but that doesn't make it that standout of what The Crow is or what RoboCop has become. I guess this is what I'm saying, that those films have a cult following, and maybe this film will too, and maybe I will change my perspective on this film, but in its first glance, I don't think it's all that everybody's saying it is. I'm sorry, I really came out of the theater kind of dreary and kind of like, wow, I was promised something that was whoa, and then I was kind of like, yeah, it works. It definitely is a sci-fi action film with great action choreography. I think the fight sequences are great. Ask me anything outside of that, not that great, for real. Go watch this film. I'm sure that if you're a fan of sci-fi, a fan of action films, you're gonna love this. But as far as character development, there's none here. Upgrade gets a solid 2.5. It's barely scooting by. And maybe if I see it again, maybe I'll get on that bandwagon. Maybe I won't. This is Peter Man. What's up? Be sure, if you like this film review, go ahead and press that like. And even if you didn't, leave a little comment of why you think I'm wrong. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and be sure to keep watching LiveWire film reviews. Have yourself a wonderful day.